Yay. Good morning, good afternoon, Brunke, and I apologize. I'm going to take myself off of camera because I'm driving. Uh, and so I'll be doing this meeting a little bit, concentrating both on driving and your success. The purpose of this meeting, it's the League of Extraordinaries, is really to spotlight our members primarily so that we can understand who to meet, who you want to meet. And I think that's a really important point that I want to stress today. We're going to have a good number of people in this room. Um, my my suggestion is that you take 2 minutes and tell us who you want to meet. And within that 2 minutes, also, incorporate what you do and how you help. But I really do want to make sure that you focus in on who you want to meet. And that's really for us the most important thing. And of course, we find out about how you help and, through that conversation. If it's possible to keep it to 2 minutes, then we can have some questions along the way. And so I'd love to have some interaction along the way as part of this instead of just a bunch of people pitching, kind of here's my business kind of thing, which we generally don't have. It's, I think our members get it and don't just pitch, they help and support and educate. And that's really what we're all about, being supportive of each other, helping each other be more successful. And part of that is understanding, because we know all of us know a lot of people, understanding who the tribe is and how we can help the tribe. So I noticed one of the amazing people here in the room today, and we call this the League of Extraordinaries because you're all extraordinary, is David Geisler. And if you don't mind, I'd like to start with him because he's been involved with Global Chamber for so many years, almost from the beginning. His story is amazing. His passion for vertical farming and how much he threw at that business and to make it successful over the years is phenomenal, against all obstacles, including some very significant ones that happened along the way. But he survived and he thrived, and now he's taken his legal services to a firm that he'll talk a little bit about. Nobody better in agriculture and the law, nobody better that I know who's been involved with legal from the ground up. And when you're running a business, you need practical advice and somebody who can help. And David is that guy. David, thank you for joining today. Who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Well, Doug, that was you're way too kind. I greatly appreciate the introduction, and like you said, I've been in the controlled environment agriculture vertical farming space for about a decade, and have recently returned to the practice of law. And so, really, the type of people I want to meet are people that have a common interest in trying to solve problems that I feel are on the horizon as it relates to food and food scarcity, maybe not for our generation, but for our children and grandchildren. And so like I said, when we talked last, I've kind of switched my hats from being the entrepreneur and developer to being the attorney. And so really my goal is to meet folks through the chamber that need some legal assistance, and also maybe potentially want a sounding board for thoughts on trying to get a business off the ground, and or have some interest in the vertical farming space and controlled environment agriculture, because I think that's the answer. And unfortunately, at Silo Farms, we were at least not able to accomplish that on my watch. But hopefully I can step in and help out members of the chamber in any way possible, because I really believe in the chamber, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate Doug and Caesar's efforts in keeping me going and motivated. And so I'm back to try and help in any way possible, and greatly appreciate the introduction and meeting all the various members of the Global Chamber moving forward.
But you're based out of Missouri, so does it end up being a lot of the clients that you're working with are there, or where can they be, and what segments are of particular interest?
Well, I am based in Springfield, Missouri. I'm with a firm called Hush Blackwell. We're a nationwide firm with over 1,000 attorneys. While I'm physically based in Southwest Missouri, we have a reach across the country. And I even when I was in private practice many years ago, most of my work was done all across the country as a business transactional real estate attorney. Even though I'm in Southwest Missouri, we have the resources and I have the capability to help out, on the coast and offer Midwest rates. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at, and just look forward to continuing to get involved with the chamber as we move forward.
Amazing. Cesar is in the background connecting people during this conversation. And Cesar, I'm wondering if could you just say a couple words about David and also how you'd like to see this meeting today go?
Yeah, sure, Doug. Thanks. David has been a pleasure to work with, and it's gonna be 9 years in March that I've been with the Global Chamber. And I'm pretty sure David was since around that time, and we help him and we connect him with opportunities in terms of the vertical farming. And now we look forward to re-engage with him and find new opportunities. And actually, David, you mentioned a keyword, food security or food insecurity. And I think you should definitely connect with Stephanie Austin in our Dallas chapter, who's kind of running different type of conversations on this topic. So that's one that's gonna be going out in a couple of minutes for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much, David. We're going to continue to go
Yep.
around the room, and Rhonda Bowen has some amazing services that she offers, and she's actually also influenced through her leadership and her expertise some of the thinking we're doing at Global Chamber on how we do meetings. Rhonda, who would you like to meet, and what else would you like to share?
Well, thank you so much, Doug, for giving us the opportunity to come today and to share. We are a group of 4 people who are trying to make the world better by co-creating solutions. My background is in communications. I've had my own business here in Germany for 37 years. And we love to help people to be able to communicate better and to do things in their company in a way that makes sure that their impact and their output is fine. And what we are doing this year for the first time in our lives is we are helping to manage a global project. And I'm getting the link to put in the chat for all of you who would like to join us. We are looking for people to help us write a worldwide book that will help you and other people in the world understand what it means to be part of a cooperative. Because this year, the United Nations has said that this is the International Year of the Cooperative. And we are having a book or a series of books written. If you would be interested in writing about what you know about your world and how much it means to be a cooperation or a cooperative effort, and we have 12 different chapters that you can add to. If you go in and you open this link and you check at what we're offering, the 12 chapters are listed, all the things that we know. You'll get an overview after you've answered the questions, so you get all the complete information. This is something that is our big project for this year, and we're really looking forward to having everybody it's writing 1 page. It's not a lot of writing, and supporting this effort also for people who aren't able to help do this on their own. And you'll get all the details if you look in this. It's a pleasure to be here, and we really appreciate your support. And thank you for the invitation.
Amazing. That's great. Did you already put that in the chat area?
Yes, I did. I just put it in the chat. It says book project. So
Okay,
you
very
can see
good.
it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Any questions for Rhonda?
I'm
And
new.
if
I just started on January 1st, so you maybe haven't seen me anywhere else yet. That's fine.
uh, for questions and comments, please use the chat. And also, if you raise your hand, I will be able to see it, or should be able to see it. So happy to to weave that in as well. Given the time frame, we just want to make sure that we keep moving as well, just to respect everybody's time. As long as we're in Germany, let's talk to Frank Beckman. Frank is an expert on, investments and guiding companies in that area. He's just a renaissance kind of a guy, and definitely someone you need to be connected to in LinkedIn. All of the people here are members of Global Chamber, and because I'm driving, it might be difficult until I get home to make sure that I record everybody who's in this call. But what I'll typically do after the call is link everybody in LinkedIn to each other, so that you can, if you haven't already done that, you can fairly easily. Frank, thanks for your leadership. Who would you like to meet? What would make your year amazing?
Yeah, Doug, thanks very much for that kind introduction and having me here in this amazing community. Like Rhonda, I started beginning of the year. We are already connected. I'm from Berlin, as you see. I'm from GVI Investment Advisory. We are a global investment advisory boutique and have a clear mission to increase the success rate of startups. And I'm happy to meet people who help me to achieve that, because statistics have it that less than 1% of startups get funded. And from funded startups, only 10% survive the first 5 years, meaning 99% of innovations is not really coming on the market or staying on the market. We need this innovation urgently these days. Furthermore, I have a highly vetted deal flow of great startups where I can ensure they will be very successful from US, from Asia, and also from Europe, where I'm looking for investors, VCs, family offices, whatever. I'm in the domains of edtech, health tech, and mobility. And my focus is, besides Europe and US, very much at the moment GCC and a bit Southeast Asia, as I have country partners on all continents. So would love to meet people who are also ambitious to increase the success rate of startups and innovation, and are interesting to invest in some unique opportunities. So thanks very much. And I have put my LinkedIn and my contact details into the chat as well.
Fantastic. Congratulations on your success, and thanks for helping people overcome those massive failure rates. We'll continue to go around the room, and while I'll mention also that if you haven't put your name fully in the chat area there, if you just have initials, like I see a KI, and I could guess who KI is, but I probably would be better for everybody if you put your name fully so that they can find out who you are and be able to reach out to you. Elizabeth Glenn is one person who has done that very well here in the chat area, because she not only has her name Elizabeth Glenn, but she's talking about her export expertise, and she is an expert on exporting. She helps companies get to the next level with exporting, and she's also a passionate believer in how exporting can change a business and improve a business. And she is not just an expert and trainer, but she's also a cheerleader in that sense of getting people to wake up to the opportunity of exporting. She's on the Global Chamber Los Angeles Advisory Board as well. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your leadership. What would you like to share in terms of who you'd like to meet? Uh-oh. Elizabeth, are you there?
Sorry, I apologize. I was muted.
No worries.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the generous introduction. And as Doug shared, I work predominantly with small and medium-sized manufacturers, and my focus is to help them position. Many companies get introduced to trade opportunities, but at least here in the US, many companies don't know how to move forward. So I help them to align their business so that they can not only achieve the delivery, but build the long-term business growth. And as I always share with our manufacturers, that they're sitting on gold, their own products. And to Doug's point, A lot of companies just aren't aware, or they don't have the mechanism. So that's what I do. So if you happen to be aware of manufacturers, I work in a lot of different sectors, predominantly aerospace, automotive, medical device, and electronics. So that's what I've been doing, and yeah, the more we help our companies, the better off, the stronger they become. And you know, as we help, as Frank can help them with the investment, then I can help them with building out their business so they can grow, which helps not only their companies, but it helps the local economy, and it's a win-win for all of us. Thank you.
Who would you like to meet?
I'd like to meet people that are connected with, or that work with, have manufacturers as clients. And if you're aware of companies, particularly if they do a little bit of exporting, those are ideal candidates, because oftentimes the foreign buyers who finds their product, finds them on the website or meets them, and knows how they find the product, but the companies they don't look at these opportunities as business growth development. And that's what I can raise the awareness, and more importantly, I can help them so that they're not just doing one-off sales, that they're actually utilizing their expertise to build out business. So manufacturers. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Doug.
Keeping to go around the room, Tamer Flores is an innovation specialist, and he's an expert on scaling businesses, and whether it's from franchising to other fast-growing companies to scale them internationally. Tamer is an expert. He's originally from Peru, right?
Right.
So he's got tremendous Latin American connections as well, but he's based in Central Florida. Tamer, thank you for joining today. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Thank you. I'm driving too right now, so maybe you can see that. I would like to meet today probably companies. Some of you might have clients that are already exporting, like we just heard, and but they probably are doing really good, and they might want to actually establish an office in another country, or their services. And that's what I mostly do. I help companies establish themselves in a different market, in a different country. And so if a company is successful exporting, maybe they want to go to the next step, and at that point, that's me. And also, I'm starting to work with startups, like we heard also here before, and trying to find funds for them. And I focus on companies that are in the US for the US market. And second, companies that don't want to spend too much money up front to find those funds. And that's what I'm focusing on. So if you know of any startups that are looking for funds in that sense, please also, I would like to connect with them. So yeah, that would be it for now, Doc. Thank you very much.
Have you been able to connect up with the organization Plug and Play at all?
No.
Okay.
So that would be interesting.
So we've started to do some collaboration with them. Our board chair, the overall global chamber board chair, Sanjeev Kagram, knows Saeed Amidi of Plug and Play based in San Francisco, but they have 60 locations around the world.
Nice.
So I would maybe start by looking at their website and kind of looking at some of the things they're doing. But it's an interesting business model where they're connecting startups to larger enterprises, kind of overcoming the fact that larger enterprises often can't be as innovative as they should be because of just they get in their own way. And then you've got all these startups out there that have some great ideas, but don't necessarily have the funding that the bigger companies have. So Plug and Play works to make the connections. And so there may be some opportunities in there.
Perfect.
For you,
Please
so.
send me a connection, a contact information if you have, and I will start researching. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe if you could start by looking in Florida, if there's something in Florida, and then we can make the connection there. Mainly, we've been connected in the Bay Area and in Phoenix, and so we'll figure something out there. Well, I'll keep moving just so that we can get to everybody. But it's a fascinating business model and very interesting opportunity, I think, for some members. Thank you, Tamer.
Thank you. Thank you. You and Cesar too. Thank you.
Thank you. Continue to those of you in the audience. I still see a John's iPhone and a GFVE Universal, and Josie. I think that we talked about
Yes,
having.
I would like to say first, I would like to thank Jemina and Dog for actually inviting me. I'm Yogesh Wagle, principal partner, and also on the podium is my UK-based principal partner, Dr. Manoj Joshi from Bradford. Well, what matters is actually why can't we develop a caucus like Indo-US UK caucus where even we can address to such long things which will really bring in revenue. Like as I was discussing with one gentleman pointed out on the growth of startup in the ecosystem. Well, when a startup develops international traction, it also gives a boost to one's country economy also and the taxation. So this is what I feel. We are there. In fact, I have already circulated our mail ID. And Doug, I would like to give you some good news. One of our principal partners is also in Kolkata. So the last corner of India which has not yet been tapped. So I will have a word with you when I'm in US. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, please reach out because I only kind of picked up part of that. But thank you for sharing. And Calcutta is an area of high priority for us because we really haven't found
Great.
folks that fit kind of our profile yet. But there's so many that are there, so maybe we can collaborate on that. So thank you for sharing. And please put
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
if you
Grateful
wouldn't
for
mind,
your
please.
thoughts.
If you wouldn't mind, please put your contact information and name in the chat area. Chris Parisi has a really interesting business model because he knows so many people in every area of technology. So if you need help with technology, he has the knowledge to be able to make recommendations and then the connections to be able to actually get it done. So Chris, thank you for your leadership. Who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Well,
Chris, are you there?
yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Doug, thanks for doing this. I appreciate, we focus on the technology side of growth. We are clearly focused in the AI sector right now, and we're able to kind of perform a four-pronged approach to that AI sector, which is number one, we will help people manage their technology expense management, and we can help them lower their technology spend by anywhere from 10 to 40%. The other piece we do, which is extremely important in the AI environment, we're able to go in and run an AI program that'll clean the data completely up. And that's very, very important in the AI space because if you put, 6 Frank Beckmans into a AI model, it's going to ruin the whole data structure of it. So we do that, and then we have relationships with people all throughout the world in data centers, in cloud centers, and in network centers that can connect everybody up so that they can grow, and they only have to pay as they grow, but they can open new markets in just about anywhere in the world, even some of the hard to get into countries such as China and things of that nature. We can help them set up an infrastructure and a network structure that allows them to communicate to employees and customers anywhere in the world. That's it for today. Anybody got a question?
So where are your best clients?
Uh, uh, best clients there's two of them really in the enterprise space, and we also like to talk to funded startups. Those are two of the great companies for us to help grow.
Sounds good. Thanks for sharing. I don't see any questions, so we'll continue to go around the room. Let's see. I think the next person I was going to go to left the room. So, and I think Robert, are you there, Robert? Robert McCollar is speaking at the Global Chamber Semiconductor Summit in February. And so just to give him kudos, his work in economic development in the Baltimore, Washington area is significant and important, and so important that he's speaking at the summit. So look forward to that. It doesn't look like he's there, so we'll continue to move on. Another person that actually you might not be there, Rutherford. I think you said you might be in Connecticut. You're going and coming back and then going back again. So I'm not sure about February 19th. Irregardless of that, Rutherford Pascal is a leader in helping companies through the leadership get to the next level. And so he's been a speaker on leadership and on sales at Global Chamber. He's deep and experience with larger pharmaceutical companies, and now he's got his he's supporting all sorts of companies, but that background of working in very large companies, getting them to be successful, being successful himself is serves him well to help others. Rutherford, who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Hey, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Yeah, so my company is Glass Walls Leadership, and I help good leaders become great and great leaders become better. And it's funny because the term leadership coach I've never liked. I actually like the term leadership architect because I think we try to build people from the foundation that they have and make them better from where they start. So that's what I like to do. The people that I'd like to meet really are leaders in mid to large sites, large companies, either leaders or CEOs or whoever, HR departments that have an issue with retention and culture and want to know how they can significantly improve that in a relatively short period of time. Those would be the two areas that would be helpful for me right now.
Sounds great. I appreciate the reminder about Jarian and Amazon and the work that you've done there through that introduction. And there's another fellow with Amazon. Did I already introduce him to you, Ron Frierson?
No.
Does that name ring a bell? Okay.
No.
So that one might be, I'm actually going to be meeting with him for coffee soon, I think it looks like we are. I think if Amazon is in the target, that could be an interesting one. He's a regional director, I think senior vice president or some title like that. He's got all sorts of issues that he's dealing with, and he's very well connected in Southern California. So probably a good connection.
That'd be great. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate that.
You bet. Let's keep going around the room. I don't see any questions, so please keep any comments and questions either in the chat or just raise your hand and we'll call on you. Coach Ramirez is here in the room, and we'll go from the coaching of Rutherford to the coaching of Ivan. Ivan, who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be here. Thank you, Doug. And I would like to meet decision makers, business owners, and bosses that want to be leaders in companies. As Rutherford mentioned, leadership starts with one. So we work on improving the leadership in the companies and being and not look like. And also taking advantage of this meeting is that we also here in Mexico, what we do is we do retreats. We do retreats in several places in Mexico for leadership and personal development. and talking about our civilization, our culture before Christ, teaching or sharing the Toltecas, the Toltecayotl culture, and all the wisdom of our ancestors. And we do a match on how to go back to the principles of our mother civilization, mother here in Mexico, and how can we bring it to the present to align with universal principles and live in harmony and plenty beautiful, happy life, you know. So we do that, and we are focused on helping leaders and improve their leadership and individuals to live better, be better, share loving, caring. That's what we do.
Love that very much. We've started a regular leadership program at Global Chamber. The next one is on Monday. And those of you who may have seen Laura and Barry Ash out of based in the London chapter, you may have seen them at the Global Chamber London, and they're kicking off our leadership series on Monday morning. It's early here on the West Coast. I think it's like 8 o'clock, something like that. So check that out, and definitely would love to continue those kinds of conversations to improve leadership, make it sustainable, and improve the sustainability of the world. And I think some of the points you touch on around that resonate with me are going to be part of this program. So thank you very much for sharing that today. Let's continue to go around the room. And I think I saw Leilani join. Let's see. Sorry, Leilani, I'm driving and looking at my phone to look at it, but I do see Leilani Craig is in the call. So whenever she jumps in, we definitely need to go to her next. She is a cross-cultural expert, and she runs a translation and an interpretation firm, and she's kind of famous, not just in Utah, but well beyond. And so congratulations, Leilani, on the work that you do. It's so important to get people to understand each other, and you play a vital role in that with ComGap. Who would you like to meet, and how can we help?
Hi, Doug. Hi, everyone. So nice to meet you. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, perfect.
I love the background too.
I know, isn't so industrial. I like industrial. Leilani Craig with ComGap International Language Solutions. And we call it a solutions company because we can incorporate any type of technology that may apply to your company to improve, expedite language services and give you the results at a budget that fits your company's needs. We are looking to partner and work with healthcare, manufacturing, legal, pharma, all those companies that work internationally and need large language services. So
awesome.
yeah.
The first ones that come to mind, and I'm not sure if we've done this, Cesar, is World Upstart. Given all the medical product work, they're based out of Philadelphia, but they're probably somebody, because of all the healthcare work that they do, could be interesting. And another one would be Jung Moon of Dreamkiem. It's a fairly new business. He came out of the Korea Innovation Center, but he's got a lot of really interesting companies, including in healthcare, that could be interesting. So at least those are two ideas. And if anybody else has others, please feel free to share.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Leilani. Leilani's, I think you mentioned it, but she's based out of Salt Lake, but working globally. So let's see who else is in the call. I'm not sure who KI is, so I'm going to wait until I understand that. Nihi Sanusi is in, and Nihi is an important person for Global Chamber because he's been really kind of a keystone for us in Nigeria as the Global Chamber Lagos board chair. He's done a variety of really interesting events, and he's got global legal events coming up and looking forward to having those at Global Chamber. Nihi is a trusted resource, and if you are doing business in Africa, he should be definitely on your speed dial. Nihi, who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Hi, Doug. Thank you very much. Anyone who's interested in Africa for now, and potentially speaking, the continent is developing at a relatively good rate. So anyone who has prospects, has plans potentially, I'll be happy to meet them. If you have interest in expanding or businesses of different levels, I'll definitely be happy to speak. As Doug has said, I'm a lawyer over here. I'm able to help with hand-holding experience as best we can. So I think that's it for me. Thank you very much, Doug.
Thank you, Nihi. And Nihi, one of the reasons why people become trusted resources is they have subtlety of the situation. And so, for instance, right now there's a bit of a delicate situation between two people that we are working with, and there's a miscommunication and a disagreement, and they approach Nihi for take legal action. And so Nihi has the smarts, the expertise, and the sensitivity to contact me, find out what kind of the lay of the land, and then, you know, kind of work through the situation with global business. As we know, it's one of the fun things about it is that it's interesting and problems do come up and you have to work through them. And so Nihi, your handling of that problem, which hopefully turns into a resolved issue, is another example of why we love you so much. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you very much.
Let's keep going around the room, and let's see. I see Rifat Kandakar is here. Thank you for joining today. Let us know more if you're available to speak. Are you available to speak? And let us know more of who you'd like to meet. It's late there, I think. And are you in Bangladesh today? Oh, we'll keep moving. So Rifat, if you have a chance, just raise your hand and we'll get you involved. Let's go to Shupto Mabub, and Shupto is also like me, just like one of those trusted, amazing people. I just love you so much, and the accounting world is not my world. But and so it's another reason why I love your expertise to be able to come into a company and help them with their finances and accounting and kind of as much as they need. And your ability to be flexible on that is awesome. Your Shupto is based both in New York and Sacramento. I'm going to get to have lunch with Shupto next week in Los Angeles. Shupto, who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Thank you for the introduction, Doug. Similarly, I'm a big fan of yours. You're an awesome person. We are a premium accounting firm. We handle with every single thing a US accounting firm would handle. We actually advise business very closely so that you can go anywhere and success. We are industry agnostic, any revenue side. We have collaborated with all the big four firms. So any issue you have, even it's cross-border treaty related stuff, transfer pricing and stuff like that, we'll be there to help you. Thanks.
Where are your clients typically? What are your best clients located?
So most of my clients would be like hedge fund, venture capitalist bank. They're mostly in New York, California. As I'm in Southern California now. Chicago manufacturing clients. They're all sense of like whole range of clients, healthcare as well, depending what type of private equity I'm involved in.
Fantastic. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for what
You're
you
very
do.
welcome.
There's another leader here, also on the legal side, is attorney Demetrius Evans. She leads the Evans International Law Firm. She's also the Global Chamber Chicago Advisory Board Chair and been doing an amazing job. She's also someone, I don't meet all members of Global Chamber. I wish I could. the story with Pankaj at CES, where amongst hundreds of thousands of people, we happened to run into each other, and I noticed him. I looked at him. I'd only seen him on a Zoom call, and amongst this huge crowd, there was Pankaj. As like, you know what? I think that's Pankaj. I've had the same opportunity, or a little bit different, more organized than that, with Demetris, where she led a Global Chamber Chicago extraordinary event in downtown Chicago. Demetris, thanks for your leadership. Who would you like to meet, and how can we help?
That's so amazing. Thank you so much. I just went to my LinkedIn and saw that you recognized me as an advisory chair for Chicago. And though I know that I'm an advisory chair for Chicago, when I see that on LinkedIn, I just feel so super special. So thank you so much. Global Chamber is just an amazing organization, as you all know. I'm very, very pleased that I jumped on this morning because I heard just so many ideas already that have come up. So besides, my day job is that I am the founder of the Evans International Law Firm, and we are really a business law firm that helps companies go global and to obliterate their risk, their legal risk is what I'm trying to do. So when I think of who I'd like to meet, I think I like to be connected to businesses that are ready to go global and that maybe have some part of what's happening on the legal side that they'd like advice on. I'm kind of into giving back right now. I think what the world needs now is love, love, love. And so I'm interested in doing that, and yeah, continuing to build our community, especially in Chicago. So anybody doing business in Chicago or want to do business in Chicago, please let us know, and we are going to try to get you all connected. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. And actually, now I remember Shupto came to that event.
Oh,
Remember that? In fact, I think we have a picture. I got to meet him for the first time there. You were there, right, Shupto? At downtown with Dirt. So it was amazing. So he
oh,
might have said,
we got to get connected again then. I'll
yeah,
send you a LinkedIn invite.
he's extraordinary. So let's thank you, Demetris. And I hadn't even seen that on LinkedIn yet, so that's awesome. But we love you and support you, and you're just extraordinary on every level. So thank you for all that you do. Let's keep going around, and another really amazing person is Ruby Golo, and she knows Africa. She knows she's based in Ghana, and these days, because of the personal situation with her husband, she's also spending a good amount of time in warm and balmy Michigan these days. But she is an expert on trade in Africa, and really, like Nihi, is a go-to person that you need to know. Ruby, thanks for all that you do, and really excited and just was thrilled that you've come back to become the executive director of Global Chamber Accra, and we really look forward to supporting your success this year and going forward. Who would you like to meet, and how can we help?
Thank you, Doug. It's really nice to be back into the ED role within Global Chamber. Thank you for the opportunity. So for me, I provide similar services as to Nihi. The only difference is that he is in Nigeria and I'm in Ghana, and I'm not a lawyer. And so I would like to meet and talk to anyone interested in my market so that we can help them with their market entry strategy and design something that suits their needs. So I'm all available. Please feel free to connect. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Ruby. Really appreciate that. When do you think you'll be headed back to Ghana?
Most likely in May, because I do have an event coming up with Kian Williams within the cybersecurity space. So that will be taking me back home.
Well, let's take advantage of the time that you're in the US, and if you have the flexibility to do some travel, maybe that could be the Chicago situation, or I think you have family in Bakersfield, right, or in Southern
Yes.
California. So if there's any way that we could work something out, that would be amazing. I'd love to meet you, and then I'm sure you can add a lot of value to whatever you participated in.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
There's a Dr. Manoj Joshi from the UK in the call, and I'm sorry that I don't know you. I should know you. And could you let us know more about your situation? I presume you're a Global Chamber member, and I apologize that I don't know more. Would you let us know more about who you'd like to meet and how we can help?
Good evening and greetings to everybody across the globe. It's an honor and privilege for me to be with you. This is my first inaugural meeting, and it is my dipping the toe in the water. My interests are connecting and leveraging people across the world, particularly in India, Pakistan, Dubai, Uganda, and United Kingdom. Interested in agriculture, healthcare, education, and also charitable work. That's my interest. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm originally a Ugandan refugee, came to live in the UK. 40 years experience in medical and healthcare industry, including pharmaceuticals. Developed healthcare businesses, care homes, which are nursing homes as they're called, pharmaceutical companies, and diagnostic companies as well. So research, development, establishing companies. And I'm a colleague of Yogesh Wagle of GFVE Universal Consulting. So we are looking for collaboration and leveraging in all these sectors. So open for business.
No, that's quite a wide variety of expertise. And you mentioned about being a Ugandan refugee. It reminds me of Dr. Kagram, Dr. Sanjeev Kagram, who also was that and turned his life dramatically around in the sense of his father's bank was taken by, at that time, Idi Amin, and subsequently now full circle, Sanjeev is starting a bank, the Altos Bank, that launches next month in Los Altos, California, the first larger bank started in California for a couple decades. And so watch for that, but that ultimately might be an interesting angle and introduction. And I'm definitely would like to learn more, and maybe Cesar, if you'd like to reach out and let's have a conversation to make sure that we're connected and we understand how best to help. Thank you for joining today, and thank you for sharing.
I've shared my details in the chat box.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Well, I see Ken, but let me go to Josie first. Josie George is also helps companies be more successful, particularly those that are landing in the in North America. She's based in Montreal, so she's got both English and French capability. So if you know companies that need help, Josie can help. Hi, Josie. Who would you like to meet?
Hi, I'm just writing in the chat. I have lost connection a few times. I'm looking for who want to develop in the North American industry, the market. We want to work on the improving the soft skills and writing a business plan, so they can successfully develop their venture within the North American market. So this is a holistic approach. This is coach entrepreneurs. Um, it's especially for entrepreneurs who like as personal and aspects. So Is there a questioning? So I'm wondering. Hello?
Yeah, I think yeah, you were breaking up there, but I think we got the gist of it. So thank you for sharing, and please put your contact information in the chat area. And I think as far as specific companies that you want to meet, I think it ends up being, those kinds that you described. So thank you very much. I
Yes.
also want to make sure that Ken Inoue is introduced here today. Ken just joined, and the internship programs that he's involved with are very significant. At least some of them are the Korea West program, and there may be others, but we're more aware of the Korea West one. Ken, who would you like to meet, and could you tell us a little bit more about the programs?
Thank you very much, Doug. My name is Ken. I'm represent an organization called Institute of Global Exchange. We're the culture exchange organizations. We're in Los Angeles. And what we do is we bring international interns and trainees from overseas to the United States, and they experience internship here in the United States at a U.S. businesses. And what we started recently is the program called Korea West. So we bring interns from Korea, South Korea, and we have about 20 students from Korea University, and they're very smart. They're selected from Korea government education Ministry of Education, and they're about to start their programs from March, and they are to intern at a U.S. businesses for about 3 to 4 months from March, and like to meet with somebody or U.S. businesses who can host the intern from Korea, and they're very smart and they can help you with the businesses or projects. With your companies to grow and success, or with your any project that you have out of your businesses, and they can do any graphic design or administrative office work or marketing or for international or Korean languages or bilingual stuff that you need some help with. So if anybody who has an offices or businesses in the United States, and if you need extra help, that's somebody I like to meet with. Thank you.
Okay. I hadn't really kind of thought about Global Chamber for this yet, but now that you put the specific March start, we would be very interested in that.
Thank you.
And in fact, tomorrow, Saturday, Elizabeth and I are part of a smaller group at my home to do a strategy session for Global Chamber Los Angeles. And if we had an intern working with us starting from March to help support whatever we come up with, that would be amazing and hopefully additive for their development. So we'd love to talk to you soon about that. And guys, this is a great, if you have a business in the US, this is off the charts opportunity for your business. We have a Korea West intern already coming through a different approach, but still very talented person. We've had many years of experience working with interns through this program, and they're really awesome. So definitely get to know Ken, get to know what they're doing, and learn more. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Doc.
Sayali Mokate is also here in the room, and her company Rely. There's a fellow that just reached out, and I copied you overnight on that. I think he might be in Pune. I'm not sure, but he was inquiring about contacts in UAE. And so, is that somebody that is in Pune and works with you?
Yes, he's from our India team, one of the offices he works, which is in Pune. And we just got connected with Caesar as well. And since the dates are approaching, he just connected with you as well. So it will be great to connect a few people in Dubai and UAE region, so that from the second week of February, he will be there in Dubai.
Okay. And for all of you, if you're traveling, and I think Leilani was one of those too. Didn't Leilani was traveling to Tokyo once, and we got some connections for her. So that was years and years ago, but we've gotten better at doing that and making the connections because we know a lot more people and we're just a little bit more proactive about it. So thank you, Sayali. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Yeah, so we are a software services provider company having 2 offices in India and a registered entity here in US. We provide different custom software solutions to help small, mid-sized businesses for digital transformation. We do have a broad spectrum of different services that we cater people, businesses with the different kind of automations, whether it's robotic process automation, CRM, sales marketing pipeline automations, project management, timesheet, etc. So anybody who is looking for any kind of software services, 24/7 support, any third-party integration, any issues with your current system, data migrations from legacy to upgrading a system, feel free to reach out to me. We will be more than happy to provide the technical consultation, optimize your path, and serve your business better through technology.
Appreciate that. And I apologize that I've kind of mismanaged this meeting. And so there's, I think, 2 more people left and we're at the top of the hour. So hopefully most of you can hang on and I can see your messages of those that need to leave. So sorry, I usually manage it better than that. It must have been getting bagels from my wife that threw me off. Sorry about that. Abdullah is here in the room. Are you available to speak and share more about who you'd like to meet?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Doug, for the introduction. My name is Abdullah Sembu. I just got recruited by Cesar, the wonderful Cesar and Mijan. So I'm new to the group here, so happy to meet you all. So I'm based in Virginia, Springfield, Virginia. I just travel back and forth to Africa, which is like my main focus market. And I'm originally from Senegal, a French-speaking country. So I have a consulting business called World Innova LLC, registered in the state of Virginia. So my work is mostly focused on helping global companies, not just to say US companies only, but pretty much like global companies that are looking to expand into West Africa, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, and Guinea-Conakry. So the different sectors that I'm involved is renewable energy, mostly solar, water, solar power water systems, infrastructure, social housing, and the mining sector. I'm also interested in meeting companies that are in project funding investments, project investments. So I am interested in just meeting with them, as we all know that project funding that is the huge need. Just last thing that I wanted to share is just Senegal, which is in West Africa, in case you don't know. It's really very attractive right now with the discovery of oil and gas that is attracting a lot of investment. It's a good time to invest in hospitality, housing, healthcare. Just wanted to share that as for the last item that I just wanted to share. So thank you so much and happy to meet you again.
Wonderful. And actually Cesar was talking about you in another meeting the other day and working on a connection. So it must have been right after your meeting and very passionate Cesar was in terms of connecting you to some opportunities. And I'm sure probably one of them, if it wasn't that one, Comey Clue is definitely somebody that we want to connect you with. So thank you for your leadership and critically important area of the world and in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then just last thing here, I heard the Global Chamber of Nigeria, the Global Chamber of Ghana. So I'm just looking forward also to just having a Global Chamber of Senegal soon. I just really wanted to learn what's the process of just making sure there's a Global Chamber in Senegal. Last thing.
I'll follow up with you. There's also one in Tanzania, and Nima Maleli is here. Nima, are you available to just say hi and anything we can do to help? Are you there, Nima, by any chance?
Yes, hi, hello everyone. I'm so glad to be here, and the only thing that today I'm going to talk about Tanzanian chapter, and if anyone wants to do business in Tanzania, we warmly welcome to support. We have a great team, and now we are forming our advisory board, and soon we are going to have launching our chapter in Tanzania. So we have a great team to support everyone who wants to do business in Tanzania. Thank you so much.
I think that's the end of the meeting. Thank you, Nima. Do we miss anybody?
Hey, Doug, already we talked earlier, but
Oh.
already, don't worry. So anyone is
Already.
looking for funding, this is Pankaj Pramanik. We are based in North Carolina, Charlotte. I already share our contact details. Please reach out to us or Cesar, he can introduce. So we can help funding. Minimum is 5 million to unlimited. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for joining today. Watch for the LinkedIn post with everybody connected to it. Hopefully everybody. Cesar, any final comments?
Hi, Doug. Yes. I just put in the chat the link to the Global Sentiment Survey from Factum Global. I invite everyone to take a look and fill it out if you haven't. It's just 5 to 6 minutes, and there's a great report out of it. So I really encourage you to participate. And again, thanks everyone for joining us today. Just wanted to make sure, Jam, when you cut the recording, don't close the room yet, since I'm just finishing my notes on this. But other than that, we're happy to follow up and make some extra connections.
Great. Jem, do you want to say anything? Any final words from you as well?
I also left in the chat a message that you feel free to join us on Monday for the health and wellness. I believe every one of you will be needing that Globinar. So feel free to join us on February 3rd, 8 a.m. PT. Yeah. And feel free to visit our globalchamber.org/web events for all February upcoming events. So you can add it to your calendar. You can feel free to choose your preferred Globinars with us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Jem. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Friday, great weekend. Reach out anytime. We're here. Take care.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Everybody have a kind day.